Ahoy hoy everybody, it is I, HerrBawl, here for another HerrBawl's Hangouts. Hello Havoc, welcome in, welcome in. We are playing some more of Callahan's Crosstime Saloon, which is based on the Spider Robinson novels. I think we're getting towards the end of it here. We still have to rescue Ralph Von Wau Wau, because that's what they named the dog that can speak. Yes, I have, because I'm kind of slow, and because I only stream for a couple hours a week, so. All right, let us get on over here and take a look at the game. So I have some sound effects now. If you do !SFX, it'll tell you a basic rundown of them. You can also look in my panels. I've updated my what panel a little bit, and also my commands command. And hopefully these work, because I tested them, but I didn't test them live. So, you know. Let's see.
Storm, mistress of the elements, commands you.
Right, the scratching sound is in the game. Okay. How was the sound on that? Or the volume? So I volume normalized them, or loudness normalized them. They're all going to be fairly abrupt. They're all 10 seconds or less in length. And then I've got some hidden ones that have a chance of going off. Let's see. What's one that's not likely to be done? Here, let me demonstrate. See, I can spam like this because I'm the streamer. I don't remember what percentage I have this one set to.
Ain't nobody here but us chickens. There ain't nobody here at all. So quiet yourself. Stop that fuss. There ain't nobody here but us.
Nice. All right. There are a lot of them, and most of them are have a 20% chance of going off when the word's said in chat. So. Look through the pockets of the uniform. You find a small key, a folded subpoena, a wad of cash rolled into a cylinder, a fortune cookie-shaped slip of paper with the word phonics on it, and a cracked pipe. Oh, a cracked pipe, not a cracked pipe. After weighing the pros and cons of taking this stuff, you finally decide that it's safest just to take the key. Hey, old grumpy mama, thank you very much for the lurk. And I've also updated the way my auto shoutouts work, so we'll see if that goes off. It should. Thought that it went for Havoc when he spoke earlier. It takes a bit longer for it to do it now. Ah, there it goes. Okay, good. Let's wear this puppy. Deciding to see how the other half lives, you slip on the uniform and the sergeant's cap. Thanks to the Army's one-size-fits-all tailoring, it's not too horrendous, although it makes you look a little full of the back, in the back, so to speak. What does that mean? Do I have a dumpy now? Is that what it's trying to tell me? You can't just say that and not show me what the dumpy looks like. Whatever. Hiya, Ralph. Hiya. Yeah. Okay. So something about phonics. Got this key now. Small key, small ordinary metal key of the sort you would find in a uniform, which is where I found it. So, thanks, game. Huh? Drawer's locked, huh? Okay, right. You try the little key from the uniform on the desk drawer. It makes a satisfying click.
Spin it, left and get it there and grit it when you're ready. You can win it in a minute when you spin it, spin it, spin it. Tailspin.
You open the drawer and look inside. It contains a memo. DoD memorandum to guard duty personnel from Mount Weather operations. EJAC drills. Okay. Commencing immediately, and unannounced EJAC drills will be performed on an irregular basis. Immediate lockdown is required, and all locks should report as read on systems. Diagnostics will periodically be administered using EJAC drills. Beta security procedures will be in effect. You notice a handwritten note at the bottom of the memo. What? Okay, so phonics. Hooked on phonics don't work for me. I think this is supposed to say fish, but I'm not sure how that works. I guess, like the GH and rough. I don't know how you get a I out of an O, an SH out of a TI. I guess like women. It's kind of a fish sound for the O. And I guess when you get like a TION, it makes a shun sound. So sh. All right. This saying chicken. Yep. Etian. Bofecken. Just moving. Maybe. Moon. Okay. Use the key on this as well. Key doesn't fit the door's lock. Okay. What else we got? Wait, don't tell me. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. In the hope that the lock is a simple one, you slip your driver's license into the slit between the door and the jamb. You peer and see that the stiff plastic laminate is indeed helping to push the triangular bolt back into the door.
Get out.
After a couple of minutes of wrestling, you succeed in pushing the bolt back. You leave the license in place and slowly turn the handle and pull the door open a crack. Ralph pads over and joins you as you peek out of the door to see if anybody's around. They're not. You slip your hand outside the door and feel for a latch or key. There isn't one, but there's a pair of buttons above and below the bolt on the narrow edge of the door. You switch their position and disable the lock. Okay. Having unlocked the door, it now opens as easy as you please. You step out into the room beyond the cell. Ralph trots over and stands behind your leg, not between. I don't know why I'm constantly hearing somebody scribbling with a pencil. Okay, what do we got? I'm assuming this is the room I just came from. Or maybe not. I guess I wasn't in a mirrored door.
Can you tell whether or not there are people behind that door? You know, smell it and see what you get?
Yes, I could. But you know, Jake, maybe this is the time to put your training to the test.
But this isn't like truffle hunting. Truffles smell horrible. I don't have the olfactory sensitivity you do. I can try, but...
There's no try, only do. Trust your instincts, Jake. Let go.
Okay, Ben.
You kneel down and pretend to be petting Ralph as you sniff around near the bottom of the door. By the way, I once wrote a treatise because my father told me, he asked me to clean my room and I told him I would try, and he gave me the whole, there's no try, there's only do or do not. So I wrote him a treatise on that trying is a temporal state and does indeed exist. He was not impressed. You kneel down and pretend... I already read that.
I don't know.
Close your eyes.
Yeasty.
Mm-hmm.
Sour. Sweaty.
Very good.
I'd say there's a room with people in it. Men.
And?
Beer.
Close.
Non-alcoholic beer.
And?
You sniff harder and detect a greasy note.
Cheese fries?
Very good, Jake.
Thank you. Believe me, it's luck.
In my experience, there is no such thing as luck.
You only knew the secret being cooked up behind these doors, your blood would turn so cold that Ben and Jerry would name a sorbet after you. Special lighting for this door leads you to suspect that this is one of the busier entrances. Ralph dogs your heels, complacently attempting to look docile but reluctant.
How about sniffing this one?
How about it?
You're gonna make me do all of these?
Why not? I won't let you make any big mistakes.
Because it's your girlfriend we're finding, putz. You crouch and pretend to take a stone out of your shoe. As you do, you sniff at the aroma wafting in from under the door. You close your eyes. Ralph waits for more.
Oil?
What kind?
10W30.
Good. And?
It's sharp, I don't know.
It envelops you and guides you.
Acetylene?
Very, very good. Are there people in there?
You press your ear to the door. You sniff instead.
Yes, there are people. At least there's a woman in there.
And she's wearing?
You take one more good drag.
Stetson for women.
Be proud, Jake. Be very proud.
Is that actually a product, Stetson for women? Here. They tried to kill me with a forklift. Hundreds of barrels of K-rations are stockpiled here by FEMA. From what you've heard about the Army food, the K probably stands for kennel. Ralph whines and scratches behind his ear. Here's another door. Doorway could lead anywhere. In your heightened state of paranoia, you realize that it leads to high-tech chambers where high-ranking megalomaniacs plot to withhold shocking evidence of something. Anything. Whatever they can find and not reveal. That's what they're hiding. These ones don't give me an option to sniff at them. And with these gates. Large corrugated metal doors doing a fine job of filling the doorway. Well, doesn't give me a sniff. There we go. You begin to sniff at the door when Ralph goes into action. He stands up, his hands against the door, and he starts to push the handle with his nose. You immediately catch up to him and grab the handle.
Is it safe?
Ralph mutters something you can't quite hear and starts to scratch quickly at the door. Realizing that he's attracting attention, you turn the handle and he bolts into the room beyond. You stick your head inside the room and quickly scan for humans. You see none. The room's lights are at half brightness, but it's obvious to be a laboratory of some kind. You're struck by a strong animal scent and another one, a powerful antiseptic, and the combination is sickening. You can only imagine how overpowering it must be for Ralph. On the far side of the room are stacks of cages. Ralph is already skittered between the lab tables and is running down the stacks, bumping cages, his paws finding no friction on the smooth floor. So now I'm imagining him doing the Scooby-Doo sound. You know what I'm talking about, even though I didn't do the sound anywhere near right. Before you can reach him, he tries to come to a screeching halt, overshoots, paws clicking frantically, and he runs back the other way until he stops in front of one of the large cages on the bottom row. Ralph settles to the floor and lowers his head between his paws, coming face to face with another dog. They sniff each other, Ralph wildly twitching with excitement, the other one more tentatively.
Yes, it's a very bad smell.
Ralph's body stiffens in shock at the sound of her voice.
Wait a minute.
Ralph stands up and sticks his nose through the cage. You reach down and open the cage door. Ralph steps back so that the other German shepherd can come out. They sniff each other from head to toe.
I know you.
But you don't
tell us now?
remember me.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
You are Ralph. It's okay. It's been a long time. You are just a whelp.
Wait, Tina?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my dog.
I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
But you're speaking.
I'm sorry, excuse me, but I'd like an introduction.
Tina, this is my friend, Jake Stonebender. Jake, this is my sister, Tina.
A pleasure.
Three of you walk out of the lab and into
Now,
the atrium.
don't act smart, okay? Just act like a couple of normal dogs. The less attention you draw to yourself, the better.
Agreed.
Ralph sniffs around the ground for a moment. Stop wagging your mouths. What did you just say? Okay, so that's where I came from. Papers. Papers, please. See, this is why you're always losing pencil. If you don't want to carry it, stick it behind your ear and pull your hair over it. Ralph suddenly turns and goes after his own tail, spinning for a few seconds in a startlingly convincing impersonation of a dumb dog. Hey, Martin, welcome in. Yeah, pizza and Doritos. Nom 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 nom.
That was good.
Tina hears a noise and turns to look at it, cocking her head endearingly. Okay. Mm-hmm. Tina sniffs the ground, then up your leg. Thankfully, she stops before she gets too high up. Get out of here. Ralph suddenly stands at attention, his ears snapping forward. Then he
At
relaxes.
ease.
Shh. Don't make me laugh.
So I want to go outside, but I know that I don't think I can just walk out there. Maybe I can. Requires a key card, which you don't have. You walk to the little door, trying to appear purposeful, matching the slightly brisk pace at which everyone else is moving. You arrive without incident and try the door. It is sealed as tightly as if it were part of the wall itself. Tarpaulin surrounding the scaffold effectively shields the interior from view. This seems to be an adequate hiding place, although it's not exactly secure. Ralph and Tina follow you. Ralph catches the scent of something and points his nose in the air, sniffing.
Gesundheit.
Danke.
My feet, my legs, okay?
Ralph?
Ja?
Stay here while I look around a bit.
Okay.
You are not really military, are you?
No, this is a borrowed jacket. Sort of.
Sort of borrowed.
Yes.
Tina, please wait here for me.
Aw, how cute. What looks like the very first push-button phone ever manufactured is hung on the wall next to the nearest door. Okay. This must be the door to a cafeteria or snack area. Sure enough, when you hold your ear up against it, you can hear people's voices, and in the background, a TV playing the latest Fox special feature, What Happens When Flesh Melts 2. That would be too dangerous. There are live people in there. Okay. Reach the door. Okay. I have to throw my arm seriously out of joint. Hey, Grizzleby, welcome in. What does that say? Mayo. Get back here. Thinks it's Trixie. You can't escape me. I guess you can if you just run off. Hey, Harley Organ, welcome in. I've done some upgrades.
The _Voss _Smoke has joined the Pantheon.
Hey, thank you very much for the resub, Foz. Awesome.
James _Neko has joined the Pantheon. The _Voss _Smoke gifted a tier 1 sub to James _Neko. Grizzleby has joined the Pantheon. The _Voss _Smoke gifted a tier 1 sub to Grizzleby. Nostalgic Rhino has joined the Pantheon. The _Voss _Smoke gifted a tier 1 sub to Nostalgic Rhino. Bioforce Grape has joined the Pantheon. The _Voss _Smoke gifted a tier 1 sub to Bioforce Grape. DC Beulah has joined the Pantheon. the unterstrich Foss unterstrich smoke gifted et hier 1 sub 2 decibula.
So take a sip, take a sip, take a sip.
Thank you very much for the gift subs. Let's see. Let me go back and read that. Oh, hold on. Not that. Thank you, Fire Smoke, for gifting a sub to Bioforce Grape. That's a great name. Nostalgic Rhino, James Necco, DC Bueller, and Grizzleby. Have a good dinner. So I have new sounds. I also have my commands updated a little bit, and my panels below the channel and my about updated a little bit as well. All right, so I need to get a card. With the X-Men, there are 4 chunks of sound from the theme song that it can play. I think with Mountain there are 6. With Tailspin there are 4. And I think all the other ones just always play the same thing all the time. But I limit my sounds to 10 seconds or less, so ignore me. I added actual sounds. Somebody, who shall remain nameless, yes, because 10 seconds is short enough to avoid detection. All right, thank you very much for the lurk, Foz. But somebody told me that they didn't quite like the sound of Sam talking as all of my sound alerts, so I got actual sounds. Okay. I am going to look at that walkthrough. Let's see. 3 doors to the right, sniff at each. Tell them to stay. Oh, I just need to use the phone. Okay. Okay. Start to call the guardhouse, but decide to poke your head into the scaffold just to make sure they're prepared. You walk over to the scaffold and pull aside the canvas and go in.
You two stay here. I'm going to go make the call. Be ready to bolt. I don't know how long the door will stay open. We've got a truck outside the fence at about 1 o'clock from here. Joe should be ready. There's a large scaffold right on the other side of the door. When the door starts to open, if it opens outward, it's going to knock that scaffold right over. Hang back. Don't start to run till the scaffold falls down, okay? One more thing. There's a hole in the fence, but be careful. It's an electrified fence. It should be turned off, but just in case, pretend it's on. I'll follow as fast as I can, but if you don't see me and they're gaining on you, don't wait. Take off.
Good luck, Jake.
Even if we don't make it out of here, it was worth it to see you again, Ralph. You've turned into a very handsome dog. I am glad Melian gave you the same gift he gave me.
He licks his ear.
Hasta la vista, puppies.
Hasta la vista, puppies. You pick up the phone and dial 512. How did I know to dial 512? Did I read that somewhere? Guard asks you for the password. Moon? Other part of the password.
Well, damn, Sam, you got the hard part right, but then you go and muck up the easy one. Is this Walter? Walter, if this is you, you just wait till I finish with you. You'll be sorry you ever pranked me.
Guard abruptly hangs up. You slam the phone down a little harder than you should, but it feels so good. All right. So I got one of them right. I feel like I was supposed to read something somewhere. Hold on. Nah, fart is not one of my secret ones. I don't think. I should probably make a list of all the secret ones so that I can reference that. Oh, was I supposed to? Okay. Well, I mean, secret. They don't need to be secret for myself. Let me double check and make sure that's actually one. I don't think meow is one of them. Maybe think on what makes a meow sound? I wouldn't buy anything with Velcro. It's a total ripoff.
Heck yeah, that's the one. What's up?
This is Sergeant.
You can answer your name tag.
Yes, sir.
Oops.
Whatever you say, sir.
Turn off your backup systems.
Through the receiver, you hear a snap as the guard toggles what he thinks is the backup system switch. But because of the switch you made earlier, he's actually unlocking the main door. To your right, there is a brief, deep bass hum as the lock turns off. Your stomach knots as you realize how close
Sir,
you are to having to run for your life.
Backup systems are off now.
Good. Now try unlocking your panel and hit the main door button.
Sir, the door is currently unlocked. The main door button will open it and knock down the scaffold, sir.
Who exactly am I talking to?
Private Jensen, sir.
Jensen, huh? Private Jensen? Well, this is Sergeant Kirkland. Got that? How would you like to stay a private for the next 30 years?
Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir.
Good. Then do as I told you. Just be sure to toggle the main door lock on first. That'll prevent the door from opening.
You hear the click of another switch being thrown. In reality, the guard is merely turning on the backup systems, which aren't being used because the main systems are still apparently operating normally.
Lock on, sir. We're all set. Shall I try the main door button?
Adrenaline courses through your veins. Everything comes sharply into focus, and the air feels unusually bracing.
Yes, Private. Make it so.
You hear him unlock the panel. He seems to be working in slow motion.
Now, sir?
Now.
You hear a soft click as the guard depresses the button. Nothing happens. Your heart leaps into your mouth.
Sir?
You have no idea what to say to him. Then, with a low rumble, the front door begins to open outward. The guard on the phone gives a satisfying shriek. Pandemonium breaks out. The outside scaffold falls with a crash. You pray the dogs listened and waited before running. You suddenly realize you're waiting
Get
around for nothing.
out.
You start with a fast walk, progress to a jog, and finally go into an all-out run. Most people are milling around the entrance, not sure what to make of the door's unannounced opening or the fallen scaffold. You run through the crowd and keep going. Somebody behind you shouts at you. As you turn, you tear off the hat and jacket and throw them over your shoulder. Then you spot the dogs, black shadows running at high speed towards the hole in the fence. You can see the headlights of the truck beyond, bouncing slowly, approaching the hole. Joe must have been watching the front door to open.
Hustle, Stonebender.
Don't use my name.
The shouts behind you increase in volume, but you've got a good head start. Shortly after the dogs leap through the hole, they bound up into the back of the truck. They turn and watch you draw nearer. Joe throws the truck in reverse and does a perfect backwards one-point turn and throws the passenger side door open for you. You pick your way through the hole in the fence and dive into the truck. Joe floors it, your legs being pelted as the truck wheels kick up stones and dirt. The dogs are thrown against the back of the truck as the truck takes off, and you have to grab onto the seat to keep from flying out the door. As the truck races down the road, you pull yourself into the cab, reach out, shut the door. Ralph and Tina start to bark in victory as the mountain recedes into blackness. Yeah, X-Men is a pretty good show. I watched it quite a bit. Joe burns rubber all the way to Worcestershire, then slows down when you all agree that you've gotten away without being followed. For a nicer drive back to Callahan's, Joe takes the pretty wooded Northern State Parkway. Whereas this one, more my speed, as my favorite.
Let's get dangerous.
By the time you get back, it's almost midnight, and the party is still in full swing as the four of you pile out of the car. Ralph speaks up.
Pardon me, but have I said thank you to anyone yet? Thank you, Jake.
Electric fence, see-through defense for a dinosaur with teeth.
You're welcome, Ralph. Jake, thank you, Jake. All right, because he doesn't speak.
You're welcome, Joe.
Thank you all.
You're welcome, Tina.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You walk into Callahan's amidst a chorus of cheers. A half hour later, you finish telling everyone the story of how you and Joe sprang Ralph and Tina from Mount Weather. Hey, James, welcome in. Just got done rescuing some dogs.
Military intelligence is an oxymoron? Well then, wouldn't that make military counterintelligence redundant?
So let me get this straight. You climbed up this immense door. And by the way, I hope you got paid scale for that. And then you were inducted?
I said I went in ducts.
He was absolutely heroic.
Jake, I think Tina likes you.
She's a beautiful dog.
Maybe she's available.
She could do a lot worse than you.
Thank you. But there's an obvious problem. Religion.
You know, Jake,
Uh-oh.
now that you've stolen Ralph and Tina from the government...
James, you got
know what you have here,
the
don't
gift
you?
sub just
Yeah, a
a
couple
few
of
minutes
hot
ago.
dogs.
About
I'm sure
14
they've
minutes
mustered
ago.
their forces
From the
by
fog
now.
smoke.
Probably catch up with you any minute.
Don't say that with so much
Who
relish.
is
I
looking?
apologize. After all, you're already a hot dog. I don't want to make you a sauerkraut, too.
You hear the sound of someone clearing his throat. The chatter in the room quickly dies as people notice the bearded stranger standing by the chalk line waiting for attention.
I would like to make a toast. This is the way.
Go for it.
To humor.
Ooh, cutscene. Oh, somebody's aim really sucks. Although they are throwing from across the room, maybe, so.
I can go on?
The floor is still yours.
Ah, good. Exactly. My name is Parabolus, and if I did not believe I was addressing an especially open-minded group, I would not be telling you what I'm about to tell you.
I'd vouch for everyone in the room myself, only I know they'd all rather vouch for themselves.
Yes, you would. I believe each of you here would. I've been following you around, and I'm amazed at the complexity and adaptability of your race. Your capacity for friendship, your capacity for self-sacrifice. Unheard of.
Me personally? You've been following me?
Yes, you. All your little sojourns this evening, to the other places and times. I belong to an organization of beings that is outside of what you take to be the universe. In fact, I don't wish to brag, but Raymond has always been one of my most interesting universes, and I had very high hopes for it. Very high.
Who's Raymond?
I'm sorry, that's you. Your universe, this universe. Raymond is its name. In our language, roughly translated, it means big mistake.
What do you mean you had high hopes for it?
It's clear what that means. This project is due for termination. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
What are you saying?
He's saying they're getting rid of us, if you'll believe it.
It's nothing personal. It's a damn budget decision is what it is. But I'm thinking that humor might be what I need to convince the board that this universe has latched onto something of infinitely redeeming value, and that could save it.
You mean, tell them a joke?
No. That's not how it works. See, there are several of us, each maintaining a number of universes. Each universe is created with, well, your closest analogy would be a computer program, I suppose. We assign vast, unique combination of traits to each universe, seeding it with the raw materials necessary to foster some sort of development. Or that's the idea, at any rate. Now, wherever life develops
a lot of exposition.
Form, new traits are constantly developed at a staggering pace. Once in a great while, one of these traits will emerge as valuable enough to disseminate elsewhere, to perpetuate it in other universes, perhaps even to make it a part of the plane of existence we inhabit. I have never seen humor before.
Have a good one,
I would
Morton.
never have imagined.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Such a multiplicity of purposes. You simultaneously amuse and torment
And you
each
have a
other
good
with
one
it,
as well.
which I still do not understand. Its efficacy as a painkiller is phenomenal. It softens negativity, and it produces laughter, a remarkable medicine that restores you both spiritually and physically in very subtle ways. Your humor, your concept of friendship, you have a lot of potential saving graces. You must be presented to the board. Of course, that will mean getting you out of this universe and... okay. I've got it.
He directs his gaze at you.
Meet me in my office. And everybody, the next round is on me.
Parabolus?
He's gone.
But look at what he left.
Mike indicates a bottle now sitting at the bar, a bottle that definitely wasn't there before. He also picks up a crystal shot glass. Everybody in the bar seems to have one now, including you. This the bottle? You lift the bottle from the bar. It's feather-light, which makes it seem insubstantial, but weight aside, it feels like cool, thick glass. The contents slosh around in slow motion. Not quite lava lamps, though, but definitely ocean in a bottle slow. Okay? You first pour yourself a shot from the crystal bottle, then you do the same for everyone else. The last drop of the bottle fills the last crystal shot glass perfectly.
Thank you.
Certainly.
Shall we?
By all means.
As one, everybody downs their shot. The liquid goes down like a bullet, and it hits your stomach so quickly and strongly that at first you think it's causing physical damage. But then the warmth begins to spread. Well, that's interesting, James, that they're rolled into the same thing there. I know I have mine set so that I can't get gift subs to channels that I don't follow. Because I kept getting random mod gift subs for, I have no idea, for channels I've never even heard of. No, this definitely isn't melon liqueur. It's shooting roots below your stomach and branches above. Tendrils of comfortably numbing warmth that envelop your entire body within 10 seconds. All that perfectly good glassware. Noah is the first to fling his glass into the fireplace. Excuse me, that was not Noah that did that. That was Mickey. Everyone else quickly follows suit. The entire bar, or maybe just your brain, takes a sudden violent lurch. In the same split second, a piercing bolt of bluish-white light fills the room, or maybe just your brain, and then evaporates like the light from a flashbulb. The atmosphere in the room turns heavy and oppressive, the feeling of an impending thunderstorm.
What the hell was that?
Everybody all right?
We're moving very slightly. I can feel the bar rocking.
So, we all going?
Where?
Out. There, wherever we're supposed to go.
You believe that guy?
I do now.
I do too.
Me too. That was not a figment of his imagination.
And you really want to go out there?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I can't believe where I've been tonight. So what's one more hike, just because this one is as implausible as all the others put together?
I want you to know that I take that implausible crack personally.
So do I. Me too.
Me too.
You all take crack personally?
Anyway, I figure I'm hot right now, so I think I'm gonna walk out that door. Anyone who wants to come with me is welcome to join me.
I'll come. Why should you get all the glory?
I'll come. I could use a walk.
Mike, you're coming, right?
Mike just grins at you and goes back to tending bar. Almost everyone seems in more of a party mood than ever. I don't know if the dogs got to drink as well. And hey, Moni, thank you very much for the lurk. Everything is going pretty well.
Jake, my man.
What do you think? How did Parabolas smell?
He didn't. There was no scent.
So, does this mean he wasn't here?
I've never met anyone who had no smell. I don't like it because it leads me to conclude that he is not what he appeared to be. That is to say, we were being deceived. Whether or not that deception was meant malevolently or merely as for convenience, I can't say. But if it was the latter, it was incomplete.
Okay.
Want to come with me into the great outdoors and see what's happening?
A walk? A walk? Need you ask? Lead on, Tina. Do you mind?
Do you mind if I stay?
I would prefer it. I'll come back.
I know.
No. What should I talk to? That's right, walkies.
Let's boogie.
You coming outside?
I'm your co-pilot, right?
I don't know if I actually have to talk to you. That's right, walkies.
Yeah.
What do you think? Was he for real?
Don't you? He certainly seems to have taken a liking to you, Jake. He's been following you around for days. Or for 20 minutes, depending on how you look at it.
I feel like if I buy into what he's saying, that'll make it true for sure. And if I don't buy into it, maybe there's some hope that he's just blowing smoke.
I'm pretty sure he's not. Look at it this way. He might be some maniac who wants to poison us all. But if that's what he wants to do, why the elaborate story in The Vanishing Act, which I have to say was pretty impressive? I mean, why not just poison us?
And if I leave that bottle on the bar, I'm gonna die a crazy old man because I never knew.
Provided Parabolas was lying and the world's not about to come to an end. Trust your instincts, Luke.
Who's Luke?
Did I say Luke? I meant Jake.
Right.
Talking? Is it still there? Distorted sound. Is it still distorted? No talking. Is it still there? I bet you I know what happened. I muted it a little while ago. Is it still distorted though? Is it still distorted? It's gotta be. Is it still distorted? It's staticky. Alright, then how about now? Not really dropping any frames or anything. Good now? Okay. I had to toggle the I'm running 3 laptops here. One that I'm playing the game on, one that I'm running my Catatar on, which is also where my mic is going, and then my streaming laptop. Tried to toggle it on my laptop. Apparently it doesn't like it if I just mute it on the actual microphone. Let's see. Talk to Alfie.
Is this real?
Who knows? Didn't a great man once say, life is but a dream?
If you ask me, I'd say we're all suffering from a mass hallucination.
That's the most plausible theory I've heard yet.
Thank you.
Squish. Squish. Where's Piotr? I talked to him.
Well?
You want to come with me to see the wizard?
Maybe he can give me a heart.
Piotr and the bat exchange a sappy look, and you decide that lovesick bats are a major turnoff for you. Piotr exchanges a few high-pitched squeaks with the bat. Then he turns to you and tells you that he's coming along with you to see what's outside.
Is Sasha coming with us?
She says she can't. She doesn't know if she can fly out there, and she's wearing her nightgown.
Everybody starts to hoot and whistle and generally give Piotr and Sasha grief.
Stop teasing her. I think she's blushing.
Say, I've always wanted to see a bat in rouge.
Bat in rouge. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum. There's Squish.
I am grateful.
Oh, anybody could have done it. How tough is it to get some fresh air?
That is correct. I had not reasoned it that way.
Merchandising. Alright, so I don't know if his office is just outside, but I've talked to all the people that I've talked and done stuff with tonight. Well, that looks pretty ominous. You open the door and step out into, well, you're not quite sure what or where you're stepping into. It's a familiar feeling. You and Josie are first to walk out the door, and your rubbernecking prompts impatient catcalls from Noah, Piotr, and Alfie. Catcalls are against Ralph's religion. Awestruck, you wander out into an infinite landscape of living light that gives the Aurora Borealis Venus envy. Parabolus has cut things just a little closely, forcing you to move single file along the fragments of parking lot that still clings to the bar. A few feet out, you turn to see Callahan's set against the vast light show and flanked by a behemoth ruin.
Jesus, where are we?
If anybody wants to say, Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, I'll let them get away with it. This time only.
What is this miasma?
No, I don't think bronchial spasms alone could explain all this.
Okay. Count the steps. Sky is giving you a big enough headache as it is. Counting steps will only make things worse. One by one, over the course of the next 15 minutes, your motley crew reaches the top of the steps. Josie gets there ahead of everyone and mocks the rest of you just slightly. Noah is the most affected by the climb and immediately sits on the top couple of steps. He sticks a cigarette in his mouth and lights it, all in one fluid, economical motion. His friend's concerned disapproval burns his back. Despite the vibrantly shifting sky, there is no wind to blow out his slider, no discernible movement of air at all. The smoke Noah exhales hangs immediately in front of him, refusing to either drift or disperse, suspended like fruit cocktail in jello. You can sense Noah's confusion better than you can sense your own. Ralph trots a short distance from the cloud and sits panting. Facing Callahan's, a tiny whine escapes from his throat. The deep disturbance he feels at the complete lack of any scent in the atmosphere is almost palpable, almost Ralphable. Maybe it's just the occasion mixed one for one with your bottomless exhaustion, but you suddenly realize that you're sensing what everybody else is feeling, and that they're all discovering the same sensations within themselves. The rise and fall of everyone's breathing synchronizes. You form in your mind a comment about Siamese septuplets, but before you can voice it, everyone hears it coming. Why do seagulls fly over the ocean? Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels. Come on, eyebrows, move. The sensation evaporates almost instantaneously, leaving behind an equilibrium you weren't even aware was lacking.
Get out.
Each of you absorbed a little of all the others' most acute emotions. Alfie's agitation, Ralph's olfactory unease, the Professor and Marianne, and your own weary excitement.
Well, somebody just shoot us up with psychic Prozac?
That was the real stuff.
Mass hypnosis?
Isn't that redundant?
It's this place.
Yeah, what about this place anyway?
You get to your feet and explore the ruin. Walking from one end to the other, you come across a single corridor leading away from the center point of the facade. Purely unopened door, unequivocally shut door, unconditionally closed door, entirely unopened door. More doors? Oh, more doors. We're going to Mordor, boys. Meat's back on the menu. Completely closed, absolutely unopened. Alright, so this door says. This door reads airy. Mime?
There better not be a mime back there.
What kind of names are these?
I don't think they're names.
These aren't names. What are they? Brass plaque on this one says other. Looks to be a hallway of an old office building, hundreds of feet long. Okay. This one says best. One. These aren't
How does he
names.
expect us to find him?
We still haven't tried every door.
Yeah, but he could have said to us last door on the right or something.
He's gotten a lot of cheap thrills out of watching Jake jump through hoops tonight. I think he gets off on it. He likes to see us rack our little brains for his entertainment pleasure.
Steve? Toothpick.
I think it's a code.
Everyone turns to look at it.
Well, it's what I'd do.
Hey, Josie. Pussycat.
Right here.
You have any idea how to get into these doors?
If I knew how, I'd do it, damn it.
All right, ma'am. I just waved my hand around in front of my face,
Piotr,
by the
let's
way.
talk.
Yeah, boss?
Yeah, boss.
You want to help us out here?
I am. Let me concentrate. Just keep trying, and when I get it, I'll let you know.
Noah, old pal of mine?
Jake, I gotta say, this is one of those days where everything I see, I say, now I've seen everything.
You have any idea how to open any of these doors?
Believe me, I'd tell you, just keep trying. I'm sure something will come to me, unless it doesn't.
Unless it doesn't. All right, well. Knob seems to be for decorative purposes only. Okay. You knock 3 times, but no one meets you in the hallway. Don't knock if you haven't tried it. You knock, then pound on the door. You get no, then no answer. From all around you, you hear a disembodied voice say, "That's a good start." You knock on the door with mixed results. The knocking part goes fine. The follow-up is anticlimactic. There seems to be a solid part of the surrounding wall. There is no answer and no reverberation. I don't know, that kind of sounded like a bit of a reverberation. Sounds like you're knocking on solid wood, not on a door. Nobody responds. There is no answer and no reverberation. I don't know, that kind of sounded like a bit of a reverberation. Sounds like you're knocking... The static is back? How about now? Is it still there? Now it's gone? Okay. don't know what's doing that. I'm not seeing like high CPU usage or anything like that. I mean, I know there's background noise going on in the game here. I don't know if that's what it was doing. Let's see. Unless I'm just talking too loud.
Hey, Al. Yeah, you.
You know, I'm actually enjoying this.
I'm confused.
About what?
How could I have been to the future if we have no future?
That's something to be optimistic about, huh? Maybe that means we have to have a future.
Unless the future you're from is just one of an infinite variety of futures, of which no future is also an infinite possibility.
No, I don't think so.
And upon what do you base that opinion?
I base it on the fact that I don't like it.
Base it on the fact that I do not like it. How do you get a good price on a sled? You have to bargain.
You don't seem like the type to come along, that's all.
I'd go crazy if I sat in the bar wondering what was going on. I may go crazy anyway.
I'm confused. Just wanted to make sure you hadn't gone into shock.
No, I'm doing okay. A little jumpy, but okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So I wonder if I can go... No, I can only look. More doors. Nothing readable on them. You try to knock, but your fist sinks into the misty mist and the dusky dusk. Okay. Right? One does not. One gets told they're not really doors. I can't tell if this fog is like closing in. Let's rub the carpet. No static. Okay. Find no stray debris anywhere on the carpet. And they're smoothly integrated, huh? Thin carpeting with the repetitive pattern may not be much to look at, but it's absorbing 100% of the sound your feet make. And you feel like you're walking on 6-inch thick Roy Hill shag. Oh, have I not talked to him yet? He doesn't give me an... Oh, there it is.
Joe,
okay.
Come here.
Let's talk to Joe.
You hear anything behind these doors?
You and Joe do a circuit up and down the hallway, Joe's expression growing first perplexed, then resigned. Finally, he stops and scribbles. They all sound dead. Doesn't sound like there are rooms on the other side. It sounds like there isn't an other side.
You didn't happen to bring any cool spy stuff, did you?
Just this cool spy notebook and cool spy pencil.
And your super intelligent dog pal.
Yep, but he's not very high-tech.
Never mind.
Joe smiles grimly, but writes nothing.
Ralph?
Yes, Jake?
Pick up any interesting scents?
None at all. It's very disturbing. It's oppressive. It's as if I'm taking a shower with a raincoat on. Do you know the feeling?
Yeah, I'm afraid I do. Can you smell parabolas behind any of these doors?
Jake, I can't smell anything. If it were not for the fact that we are apparently breathing, I'd say we were in a vacuum. The sound is also not right. It does not carry the way it ought to. This simulation of our atmosphere and our reality is sleep-shod. I'm finding it acutely uncomfortable.
Don't go off by yourself.
Don't worry. I don't like this place and I've got nowhere to go.
Why don't you go over in the corner there? I'm sure Parabolus will understand.
I would bite you for that. Except that you might bite back.
Okay, so they think it might be a code. Says Airy Mime. Other best one. Thief. Toothpick. around you, you hear a disembodied voice say, "That's a good start." Okay. So whatever it is, we probably need to start with mime. Good start. Oh, you know what? Okay. 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 Mime. Where was it? My mother. Says. My mother says. Okay. Something very best one. So, Steve, the very best.
It has to do with the sounds of the names.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Alfie rolls his eyes. Everyone else looks at each other, brows furrowed. 1. Oh, you know what? I think I messed up. I think toothpick was supposed to be in there. Okay. So, mime. My mother says toothpick. Of very best one. Hey, all right. My mother says to pick the very best one.
Come on in. Very good, very good. Come in.
Nice office.
That's exactly correct. I mean, it's my first attempt at a nice office.
Do you mind if I ask what I might expect to pay if I wanted to rent, say, a small office in the area?
No, this is just something I threw together because I hoped you were coming. A semi-illusionary interface between my world and the one you exist in.
It's a little hazy.
Well, I'm a little hazy. I didn't remember all the details. I didn't spend much time on your little ball there. But should be a safe environment for you. I checked for holes in the floor, and I made sure not to have any, what is it you people worry about, tropical oils in the atmosphere?
That's very close. Thank you for trying.
I trust your trip went smoothly. The anesthetic. Good stuff, eh?
The bottle.
Yes, my private label. Well, the board is meeting, so now that you're here, I have a few more notes to go over, and we can go in.
Go in where? You're going to tell us where we are?
Right. You're outside of your universe. That's it in the display case over there, top left. And you're coming with me to convince the board not to cut your funding. Your universe, like my other universes over there, and like the ones we all create here, are funded by the Cosmic Endowment. Now, the endowment's being cut, and we're, having to tighten the old belt on things like matter and energy. Actually, the matter doesn't matter. It's the energy that's really the matter. So they'll just pull out the plug and your stars will go out.
We'll freeze to death.
Could be. See, about the time they cut off the power, they usually cut the time, too. So you won't have a chance to freeze to death. You'll just stop. And they'll recycle the matter later on for lawn furniture, probably. Big lawn furniture.
Okay.
Is this the one you said was our universe?
That's it exactly. I call it Raymond. Look at the craftsmanship in that universe. You know what? It's still expanding. I hold the unofficial record for keeping my universes expanding the longest. And I fixed it so that you can tell how old it is by counting the pulsars and multiplying by 47.
Yeah, James, except he said that Raymond in their language means big mistake. Red Universe has a small masking label that reads Rusty.
What's causing the color of this universe?
Lots of red giants?
Supernovas?
Is it hell?
Grenadine.
Whole universe of grenadine.
Is this universe contracting?
Snuffy. Yup.
Oh. Why?
Maybe you just got out of the shower.
Ah, yes. It was cold.
Is this another universe?
Yes. This is Lynn. Lynn was my first universe, so it's also sort of a good luck charm for...
So that makes it your quasi-mojo.
I had a little hunch back at the bar you'd say that.
You walk around the desk and pick up the box. Looks like a game called Sim Universe. Familiar symbol on the CPU identifies this as a do-it-backward 166 MHz Pentium. Back on Earth, this is the only system that has an extra key on the keyboard for automatically dialing tech support. A lot of the jokes in this game you need Sanctuary from. It's great.
What's the antique stock ticker for?
Well, what we do here is just a little complicated for your little minds to wrap around. But I think it's closest to what you think of as the stock market. We buy and sell all the countless aspects of existence, invest them in various universes, and attempt to cultivate new aspects and new connections. The trouble is, we haven't found anything exciting for eons. No matter how we combine these aspects and cross-pollinate, the same basic themes emerge to some degree on every plane of existence. No mutant concepts, so to speak. And thus, till I found you, that is.
I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now.
Get out.
Just give me a few more minutes.
Monogram P leads you to conclude that this is Parabolus's briefcase. You open the briefcase and begin to look inside of it. Parabolus gives you a look. As he's really not used to having a face, the look comes out a little cockeyed like a very surprised rabbit. You correctly anticipate that Parabolus was attempting and failing miserably to give you a look of displeasure or disappointment. Rather than incur his wrath, you stop pawing through his briefcase and replace it on the floor.
Thank you. That was the response I was hoping for. Was that a withering look? Suave and coolly condescending?
That's exactly correct.
Perfect.
Wait. I'll be done in a minute.
We don't really know why.
I only have a couple of minutes left. Just hold on.
What's supposed to be doing while he does this? Is this the game I could just hit W? Parabolus stands and gathers his paper, then puts them in his briefcase.
Okay. Dog and pony show time. Let's go.
The litigants for our next case are now on their way into the courtroom. We'll be back for the case of Stop the World, I Want It Turned Off, after these messages.
What the hell was that?
I just wanted to make you feel more at home. Isn't this how your legal system works?
No.
Parabolus, you brought refreshments. We could always count on you.
Exhibits your authority.
Is he talking about us?
Oh, I hope not.
I don't think so. Seems like a long way to go to send out for snacks.
Listen to them.
Objection!
They're like little savory puffs of organic matter with rudimentary philosophical underpinnings.
You've really outdone yourself this time, Barabbas, and I thought those little things with the cool whip around the sides and the uranium in the middle were great. What were those called?
Mushrooms in a cloud?
Objection!
All right, Gingernich is right. Let's get on with it. Snacks later.
Thank you.
Parabolas, Gingernich was just giving us a look at Lynn, Raymond, Rusty, and Snuffy. Are you through with your presentation, Gingernich?
Almost. I want to go on record that I am personally horrified by the prospect of shutting down the Universe Generation Project. I don't need to tell you how important it is and blah, blah, blah.
Objection.
I'll sustain that. Gingernich, can you be more specific?
Well, my love of evolving universes is well known. The element of chaos we create out of the simple percolation of matter and energy has challenged the way we look at our omniety. But what has come out of the universes since then? A few aesthetically pleasing molecules, some very amusing theological constructs.
Cool Whip.
But these are divertissement and folderol. Certainly not a proper expenditure of this administration's continuitesimal empiricism. So while I believe the universes have served their purpose admirably, even I must regretfully conclude that there's simply no justification for maintaining them further. Besides, I need Parabolas for other projects right now, to help take up the slack for the cuts we've made in the ephemerally cosmic insurance corporation.
Divertissements and folderol? Is he actually talking like this?
He's not saying those words. He's not actually saying anything. But the way you're hearing it is the essence of what he's expressing.
Thank you, Gingernich. And now let's meet our other litigant. He's a lifelong immortal, he enjoys the outdoors, and his hobbies are gourmet cooking and creating the universe. Let's give a warm galactic overlord welcome to Parabolas!
Thank you, Your Authority. I'll attempt to make this as brief as possible. The charge has been leveled against continuation of the Universe Generation Project, on the grounds that it no longer produces viable conceptual material. These entities are with me to help me prove otherwise. They are from Raymond, one of my more ambitious universes. This race interacts in ways which I believe are unique. For one thing, they have a concept called friendship, a rarefied condition in which two entities not only communicate, but receive a special enjoyment from the mere act of communication. They also share a trust that permits them to touch each other spiritually without hurting them, most of the time.
Interesting.
Most of the time.
Is there any example or tangible manifestation of this bond we might see?
Yes. Turn around and fall into someone's
What
arms.
is this?
A silent whistle. Ralph comes when I call.
So the whistle impels this creature to join the other?
No, I don't answer because I have to, or because I'm required to, but simply because I like to.
This is in no way unique. Certain entities, even in our realm, enjoy the presence of certain other entities.
Friendship may be a worthwhile concept, but hardly unique.
As I indicated, Your Authority.
Have they any other properties you would consider of infinitely redeeming value?
Most definitely. Is it not unique to find a race of creatures that work cooperatively in the spirit of altruism? That would risk their existence to save another race, even one with whom they cannot communicate or befriend, but simply because they feel their world is richer for the presence of this other race?
That's intriguing.
Have you brought any physical manifestations of this trait?
Yes. This chocolate bar, but this isn't really altruism because they want to do it so that chocolate is still available.
What is this?
An example, Your Authority. This was created by these two entities out of the spore of a third entity with whom they can neither communicate nor befriend, but for whom they risked their lives to prevent its extinction.
Objection.
On what grounds?
What you hold in your hand gives sensory pleasure to these creatures at the expense of the creature they saved, thus rendering their act selfish, not altruistic. In fact, altruistic acts give these creatures spiritual pleasure. It feels good for them to commit what they laughingly refer to as altruistic acts. Therefore, the acts are hardly altruistic.
Always?
Often enough.
Mother Teresa, the shameless hedonist.
I'm afraid, Parabolus, that Gingrich's point is well taken. Have you any more evidence of worthwhile singularities that might be grounds for maintaining the universe?
If it please the board, Parabolus is grasping at straws.
I have to agree.
One more item, Your Authority, and I believe I can satisfy your requirements.
Speak.
This race laughs.
Which is?
They go to great lengths, sometimes disgusting lengths, to invoke in each other a spontaneous, involuntary explosion of positively charged energy. They use it for everything. To heal, to calm, to amuse, to define, to form and reinforce spiritual bonds, to deflect pain.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Of course you don't. If you understood it, it wouldn't be necessary to preserve it and study it. And they're the only race in all the universes that generate it.
Backlog, welcome in. Yeah. We are trying to save our universe from being removed.
We are intrigued by this concept. For the current time, Gingrich, we'd like for you and Parabolus to maintain the Universe Generation Project until we've had a chance to study it. Agreed?
Point of order.
Yes?
It has come to my attention that this concept, which we have identified as humor, is not unique to Parabolus's universe. In one of the smaller universes under my charge, there is a race called the Flutwig, who use this laughter for the same purposes.
There must be some mistake.
Since the Flutwig universe is much smaller and more economical, I contend that Parabolus's Raymond universe be terminated. Should the board wish to study humor in the future, the Flutwig will be available at a greatly reduced cost.
But I was positive.
The board confers again for a few moments. At one point, one of them closes their eyes and appears to go into a trance. When he awakens, they talk again
I was
briefly.
positive you were the only race that laughed.
Only one I know of.
It is true. The Flutwig are holders of humor. Gingrich's suggestion is a wise one. The Raymond universe is hereby closed, and we will hand down decisions on Parabolus's other universes shortly.
Objection.
This meeting is adjourned.
His jaw set, vanishes instantly. Gingrich smiles and vanishes as well, his aide going with him. I don't trust stairs. They're always up to something. You and your entourage begin to file out of the boardroom when you're greeted with a familiar
The
voice.
defendants are on their way out now. Mr. Stonebender, let me ask you something. How did you feel about the judge's decision to bring your world to an end?
Don't ask such stupid questions.
Doug looks at you in utter horror. His lower lip begins to tremble as if he's about to cry, but instead he evaporates before your eyes. Parabolus was furious, wasn't he?
And I don't think he's used to feeling that way.
When you emerge from the mist, you find yourselves standing back in the hallway. Parabolus's door is open.
Where's Parabolus?
Excellent question.
And I don't like what I see in that shelf.
Right, well, now...
I'm going to open his briefcase.
Why not? He's stranded us here. We have to do something.
You open the briefcase and inside you find a computer printout, reams and reams worth, all with Raymond's name at the top alongside the names of about another dozen universes, including Parabolus's own Lynn, Rusty, and Snuffy. The list of assets and percentages goes on and on. You hand out the printouts and everyone begins to scour them, looking for anything out of the ordinary. Recalling Gingrich's words in the hearing, you look up the Flutwig. You also look up humor to see how much of it the Flutwig have.
They don't have any. Zero humor.
Does anyone?
No, just us. We had 100% of the shares, and it's marked no sell.
So, Gingrich was lying.
We have a quality none of the other universes has. Perhaps we should take this into the board and show them.
Maybe he didn't have to lie. Maybe his flunky went out during the trial and engaged in a little skullduggery.
He would have needed to log on as Parabolus and change the no cell to a cell.
And then log on as Gingrinich and put in a buy.
Okay. Hoping that Parabolus left you some clue as to where he went or what to do, you rifle through the desk's drawers. You find nothing but a couple of half-realized rubber bands, some spearmint gum wadded up inside a theoretical construct, a copy of Cosmopolitan with a quiz Parabolus has taken entitled, How Happy Are You Really Keeping Your Universe? And a nice pair of sunglasses.
Right. No sunglasses.
Maybe you should take them.
Nah, I won't need them.
Inside the box, you find a thick troubleshooting manual, list of other products from the same company, and a warranty card that hasn't been filled out. Don't you make the same mistake. Fill out and send in your Callahan's Crosstime Saloon warranty card now. It's the only way we can flood your mailbox with our unique brand of classy stuff. Those papers that he had. Stock ticker is quiet right now. Hey, Pureblind Gamer. Thank you very much for the lurk. Your shout out will be coming here in a little bit, assuming my system is working properly at some point. We shall see. I do want to do it backwards.
Welcome to Sim Universe. Please speak your password to enter.
Gentling.
Invalid password.
Okay. Coil of ticker tape hangs from the ticker. You attempt to read the symbols on the ticker, but since you don't know what any of the abbreviation stands for, you're plumb out of luck. I don't like the background music here. Is there a piece of paper somewhere?
I can't find the way that leads back to the bar. It's closed up.
Maybe we're not supposed to go back to the bar.
Maybe there's no more bar.
That's a pleasant thought.
Gingrinich has thoughtlessly left his notepad on his desk. Fine, let him just wonder where it is. You approach Gingrinich's desk and stand in front of the notepad. While the board member's attention is on muttering complaints about how hard it is to find a bargain on quantum state molar oil, you swipe the notepad. Hey, Dannerboo, welcome in. Gingrich's notepad with part of the uppermost sheet torn off.
I want to sing and dance.
presents. Sing and dance. Now, what did that? Ah, okay. You definitely rub the pencil against the notepad just like you've seen in the moving picture shows. Slowly words appear on the notepad, the letters emerging as white on a field of charcoal. Says, great. It says, humans, Raymond, sell 1 share humor, buy for fluting account in QD Crab, Glinda, me, shot. Okay. I'll get back out of here. I need to make it.
Welcome to Sim Universe.
Shot.
Greetings, Gingernich. How may I be of assistance?
Hello. What are my options?
You may conduct a new transaction, review prior transactions, perform a user maintenance function, or log off.
What are user maintenance functions?
Current user maintenance functions are check memory usage, check fragmentation, user help, or change password.
I'd like to conduct a new transaction.
Very well. Will this be a buy or a sell?
Sell.
And for what universe will this sell be?
What are my choices?
Gingernich, your universes are QD31416, IMNDLF8R, and OUQTINVU.
OUQTINVU?
The one with the Flutwig.
Very good, Gingernich. Which aspect of universe QD31416 would you like to sell?
See, I knew that. Why didn't they just let me say that?
Humor. Sell. Sell.
Processing request. Please hold. There is currently 1 share of aspect humor available for sale from the race Flutwig in universe QD31416. Would you like to sell 1 share of humor?
Yes.
Excellent. 1 moment, please. Thank you, Gingernich. Your sale is complete. Is there anything else I can do for you, Gingernich?
Yes.
User maintenance functions for 400, Alex.
Certainly, Gingernich. Would you like a memory usage report, a fragmentation report, user help, or password change?
I'll change my password.
Please speak your new password.
Gentling.
Please speak your new password again to verify.
Gentling.
New password confirmed. I don't know why I didn't
Is
voice
there
that.
anything else I can do for you, Gingernich?
I'll log off now, if it's all the same to you.
Thank you for using Sim Universe. Welcome to Sim Universe. Please speak your password to enter.
Glinda.
Greetings, Parabolas. How may I be of assistance?
Hello. What are my options?
You may conduct a new transaction.
What are user maintenance?
Current user.
I'd like to conduct a new transaction.
Very well, Parabolas. Will this be a buy or a sell?
Buy.
And for which universe will this?
What other choices?
Parabolas, your universe.
I'll buy something for Raymond.
Very good, Parabolas.
Let's try humor.
Processing request. Please hold. There is currently 1 share of aspect humor available for purchase from the race Flood. Would you like to purchase 1 share of humor?
Yes, please.
Excellent. 1 moment, please. Thank you, Parabolas. Your purchase is now complete. Shall I assign this aspect to a particular race?
Definitely. Please assign this aspect to the human race.
Processing attributed. Would you like to make another purchase at this time, Parabolas?
Forget it. I'm not in a buying mood.
Very well, Parabolas. How may I be of assistance?
Since he knows his
Make
frickin'
mine a
password,
user
we gotta
maintenance
change his
function,
password
please.
too.
Certainly,
I think I'd like to change my
Please speak your new password.
duplicitous.
Please speak your
Duplicitous.
new password confirmed. Is there anything else I can do for you,
Is that about
Parabolus?
time?
I think I'll log off.
Thank you for using Sim Universe.
I like to sing and dance. I like to sing and dance. The board member serenely turns to face you.
What if I told you I think Gingranich may have cheated?
We have no cheating here.
But we have evidence.
No, you misunderstand. The concept does not exist. One does what one does. We have not established an objective standard.
Good, that means we don't get in trouble for what we did. He looks just like your grandfather.
Check now. Check on the Flutwig. See who's laughing now.
The board member's eyes flutter shut for several seconds. When he opens them, he smiles.
One moment. Where's Parabolus? I don't know.
Gingranich. Your authority. What's this about?
The tremendous act of generosity on your part, of course.
What act of generosity?
You have made Parabolus's universe, Raymond, the sole proprietor of humor.
When did I do that?
You had to know we would reinstate funding.
I did no such thing. You must have made a mistake.
There's a brief pause.
Reconfirmed.
Ditto. Don't say ditto. I hate that word.
No, wait. Wait just a minute. Get me a laptop.
I'm sorry, that's not available.
Budget cuts.
Haven't you heard?
Turn Raymond back on.
Done.
Damage report?
Well, all matter should have lost about a third of its density by now, but everything it's measured by will also have lost a third of its density, so they'll never know the difference.
But that's ridiculous. I used
You did. What?
Used Parabolus's password.
Is this true?
I'll take care of him.
What a shame.
Maybe some time spent in Parabolus's universe would be good for Gingranich.
Change his
No,
perspective.
we don't want Gingrich
Gain a
here.
sense of humor.
I hear they have humility there, too. Ooh, humility.
You kidding? We got humility up the wazoo.
Ah, they're still here.
I'm sorry. Would you like to go home now?
Yes.
I hope this makes a popping sound when it hits. Ooh.
We suddenly found ourselves back in the bar, and as we blew through the universe, everyone crowded around the windows and tried to get a good view of the trip home. And we were glad to see that all the lights were back on and that home was just as we'd left it. Noah, Josie, Piotr, Ralph, Joe, Alfie, and I told the others about Raymond and Gingranich and Parabolus's little computer game. We didn't know what became of Parabolus. Some were understandably thinking we were pulling their legs. Some thought we were heroes, and some naturally made light of the situation.
Whoa, so the world ended for a while except in this bar. Does that mean we have to reset the clocks here or at home?
Here.
Have you been through this before?
I was pondering that very same question while we were waiting for you to get back from wherever it was you went.
Well, I'm not so pleased with the way everything turned out. Don't look at me like that. Those of us here would have been the last people on Earth. And provided they'd resettled us in another universe, we would have been the forebearers of the next human civilization. I can't think of a bunch more qualified. Besides, I would have been the mother of all humanity. Cool job title, you know. Would have made me a divine being.
You're good, but you're not divine.
God, is she always this power-hungry?
Oh, yes. Athena liked this once before.
Well, you better count me out of this. I lost Minerva.
Juno, I figured you'd say that. Go on, Scram. You left Demeter running.
Oh, I can see one of those going over your head, but it's Artemis too.
Don't be surprised. I knew I'd hear a series of puns if I acted like a little prima donna.
I'd like to exercise the option.
You've got the floor.
I'd like to beg my friend's forgiveness for not being there when I should have. I was so angry, and that was such a strange sensation. These bodies lead one to strange behavior. There's a constant surfeit of corporeal and spiritual noise.
That's exactly correct.
How do you creatures stay sane?
Maybe it's in the equation.
Right. I don't think there's a need for absolution.
Or we don't stay sane.
Hate to say it, and I know you're a supreme being of some sort, but as far as being human goes, you were born yesterday. And for a human, I'm led to believe you did your best to do the right thing.
I just hope it's a long time before we come up for another budget review.
Not to worry. You've got some friends in high places. 2 new friends.
New friends. Alright, well that's the end of Callahan's Crosstime Saloon. Got a little bit of time here. What do you guys think? Should we go to play a little bit of Bad Cat? Or I could jump into playing some NES games for a little bit.
Joined us in a booth.